You keep telling me to make it, yeah, to the spot where we would stay lit, and finish bottles never wasted, yeah, cause that's where I'm from.
Hello, and welcome to an episode of On Campus. This is Ashley Ching, the city's Miss Fairfield. Today I have Professor Michael Silva with experience in bioengineering at Genentech. You've seen him on RateMyProfessor.com. He's highly rated by students here as caring, respected, and inspiring. Mike, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us, why did you decide to teach at Solano Community College?
Well, that kind of goes back to my upbringing. My father was an immigrant from Mexico. He had a 6th grade education. My mother was born here. She graduated from high school, but growing up, she found herself and her family was homeless quite often. They worked different fields around this area to eventually where both my parents met at a local cannery in Vacaville that they worked at. But for both of them, between working 2 or 3 jobs collectively as a family, they always put a strong emphasis on education. They wanted both me and my sister to be able to pursue different opportunities that they didn't had based on their upbringing and different access to education. So early on, that was a huge focus and effort because the way they saw it, based on their experience, those of us that had education had the ability to move on and do different things in life that they wanted to. It increased opportunities. My father passed away when I was a child. I was 12 years old. One of the last memories that I actually have with him, we did this job on this guy's yard. It was a 110-degree day. You know, I could still feel the blisters on my hands from the shovels digging up the dirt as we were prepping the ground to lay the grass for the next day. My hands again were sore from nailing each nail in this guy's new fence. We pruned the trees, gathered up all the brush, start prepping the inside to paint the following day. So it was a long 12, 13-hour day from sunrise to sunset. I just remember the sweltering heat. I could still taste the sweat and the burning in my eyes from all that salt. And I remember as we were packing up to leave for the day, you know, all tired and thirsty, hungry, that the owner came out and he said, I remember him holding this glass bottle, this glass. They actually had these drips of moisture coming down. I just remember seeing him. I was like, man, I was licking my lips. I'm like, man, that looks so good. And although it was probably whiskey or something, so I probably couldn't have it. But just seeing that, I was just like, man, that looks so good and so refreshing. And I remember him saying, I saw you out here working hard all day. Like, here's $1 for all your hard work. And I just looked up at that dollar and thought about that saying, I saw you working hard here all day. Here's $1 for all your hard work. And I was always raised to be respectful and kind, so I just graciously accepted the $1, put it in my pocket, didn't really think much of it. When we were sitting in the truck afterwards, my dad, he sat there pretty upset, didn't quite understand why. So after 5-10 minutes, I'm like, man, I'm tired, I want to go home. He started speaking, and he said that he knew that I didn't like coming out on these jobs with him, but he took me out on these side jobs for a reason. One was to teach me a skill that helped him provide for his family when we needed extra money, for food, for shelter. But he also took me out on these jobs so that way I can learn what hard work was, so that I can learn what I don't want to do, so that way I can pursue an education, so that way I can make other people like him work for me. He said it in different words, but and called them different names. But something I've realized throughout my life and throughout this whole process of trying to raise myself to be a father and a man, that it's not about making other people work for me. It's really about how do we get all of us to work together. But I'm very grateful for that upbringing and that focus that my parents had to ensure that we all have access to a good education, so that way we can pursue whatever opportunities that come up in life.
With that background, I can understand why you have such a passion for serving students who are underserved. What got you interested in biotechnology to begin with?
So I didn't start college until I was about 21 years old. Since I had several deaths in my family. I mentioned that my father passed when I was 12. He went into the ER with chest pain. They misdiagnosed him, treated him for asthma, sent him home. And even on his way out, he still complained that he had pain in his chest, that he wasn't feeling better. They told him that it'd be okay. That next morning, he ended up passing away. It really threw our family off. It was, by then, we had two home parent, but a home with two parents. After that, my mother was really forced to figure out how to provide for two kids just with herself. My mother later on had breast cancer pretty early on, likely due to all the stress. And then she lost her job at all she knew, along with 400 to 800 others at that cannery. And from there, there was just all these different health disparities different health issues that I didn't quite like how it was going about in my community, including my godmother. She was overweight and couldn't get access to healthcare coverage. So because of that, she couldn't get the access to the medicine to help treat her high blood pressure, which is something that's pretty simple to treat. So she passed away relatively young. But at that point, I was at a point where I was just tired of complaining about things, wanted to do something about it. So the only thing I knew of was medicine. So I just thought of this crazy idea that I can be a doctor. And I started here with fundamental English and elementary algebra, and just didn't stop. The faculty here were amazing, very supportive. I had this drive, and they helped embrace it. So as I took more and more science courses, I really fell in love with biology. What I learned is that there's a whole world beyond us and right in front of us. The answers to our questions, things that impact all of us, are right in front of us. Sometimes we just don't have the access or the tools to actually discover that. Looking under a microscope is something that's always inspiring to me, especially when you take some dirty, yucky looking pond water, put it on a slide, look in a microscope, and there's a whole nother world down there. We see all these different cells moving and interacting and slithering around, and it's amazing. And it's something that's right in front of us all the time, but we just don't have, some of us don't have the tools to access that. So the way I've kind of approached my education and my approach to teaching is really, how do we take the tools that we have and the knowledge we have and share them with others, so that way they can see things that are right in front of them. And the more collective diversity of thought and out-of-box thinking that we have, maybe we can start actually solving these problems that, again, affect all of us.
I know that with your interest in medicine, you had founded the American Medical Student Association as a student here. And with your preparation, you've gone to the biomanufacturing industry. Can you talk about what that was like?
So really, everything in life, we work hard to prepare for an opportunity that arises. When I was a student here, I was working in the healthcare field. There was a lot of other students that wanted more information, more opportunities to pursue their pre-health profession degree. So one thing that was lacking at the time was a student-run organization that focused on pre-health professional careers. And so a group of us, and it wasn't just me, a group of us all came together and started our own pre-med club that still continues today at this college. So relating that to biotech, many of the things that we do, or the reason why I ended up really in biotechnology, is because there was an opportunity for me to actually reach out to the communities that I wanted to without having to pursue medical school. So as an MD, what I really wanted to do was work out in the field, provide different skills and opportunities for others that come from other underrepresented communities, to learn these skills and apply them to not only help the betterment of their surrounding community and the world abroad, but also help be able to support themselves, their family, and again pay it forward to their community. And in biotechnology, it allows the same opportunity. Two of the fastest growing industries in Northern California are the healthcare field and biotechnology. So it leaves a lot of opportunities for students to actually pursue something that, again, they can help take care of themselves, their families, and pay it forward in some positive way to the community.
Right. I remember myself, I was able to have this job working in biotech, and it was definitely something that was growing. So preparing for that field, can you talk about the student culture here at Solano for those who are looking to get into biotechnology?
So our students are very diverse. You have everything from straight out of high school, sometimes high school students, to those mothers that have been home with their children and now looking to get back into the actual field. We also have veterans that have completed their service and now are looking to add on to that and find what they need to do out to pursue different opportunities in their civilian life. And we have other people that are looking for some type of transition from one career to another, as well as other students who were like me, who didn't really know what was out there, but we just knew that we wanted something. So we have a completely diverse group of students, and through the faculty that we have, we always embrace a very student-focused, student-centered approach, meaning that we are here for the students. We understand and empathize what each person is going through, and we're all here for each other. We do things like take students out to A's games. We do our Biotech BQ, where people can come, just relax. But it's really a community where we help support and allow a safe environment for everybody to be who they are, identify their strengths, and build on that. So that way, again, we all work together as a community and expand out and help each other out through whatever comes up in life.
It sounds like Solano provides a lot of support. I want to find the distinction, though, between the associates for a biomanufacturing degree, an associate's for a biotechnology degree versus a bachelor's in biomanufacturing.
So,
what's the difference?
Yeah, so for the lower division curriculum, there is a certificate in biotechnology and a certificate and an associate's of science in biotechnology. So the certificate and the associate's degree, usually those are what many employers require for entry-level positions, or a bachelor degree. So if you have a certificate in biotechnology or an associate's of science in biotechnology, that'll allow the educational requirements that many employers are looking for just for that entry-level position. What the Bachelor of Science in Biomanufacturing will do is it allows for the students to actually focus and develop their skills and understanding of the different support systems that go into the biomanufacturing field. Now, even though it has that title, BS, Bachelor of Science in Biomanufacturing, what many of those classes are and what they relate to are other industries. So really what happened over time is the biotech industry kind of took these different concepts like Six Sigma, lean practices, supply chain management, quality assurance, quality control. They basically took these different concepts, modify them to fit their own business model. What the Bachelor of Science in Biomanufacturing does is it takes all of those different focus groups, those different focus support groups within that business, and allows us to really keen in on what those different support teams that in the industry will actually do. So in the end, what you come out of it with the basic understanding of the research that allow you to work in any type of research lab setting as far as the lower division goes. And then if you want to go into the industry, you can use that as a means to get in there, but if you want to get further education to understand a lot of the details of what actually goes into supporting that industry, the Bachelor of Science will be great in actually being able to complement that. What we're also seeing nationwide is that many employers are actually requiring more advanced degrees. And I think that'll be a trend that is something that's out of our control in the education system, but that we can also help our students meet and prepare for. In the end, we're always here for our students, no matter what situation that they're in at whatever point in their life.
Great. For my final question, was there anything you wanted to add? Anything we didn't cover yet that you want to mention?
I think that Solano Community College is a great place to be. There's been a lot of investment recently updating the facilities. To me, that's all the stuff that's on the surface, but the heart of this place has always been consistent. The faculty here, the science faculty, I never thought I was smart enough to study science. I never thought that I would even have a bachelor degree. I mean, I was pretty hard-headed that I was going to be a medical doctor, that I would go on and achieve this, these different things in my educational career and professional career. But through all of this, I've had internships that have led me to doing actual research at City of Hope with some wonderful people. I worked in Dr. Karen Abuti's lab. wonderful environment with some wonderful people that I met there. I've been able to have interns to help mentor them and work with them to see them go on and do great things. I have one that finished Stanford recently, and another one that he is actually in Malaysia teaching English. Earlier this year, he was actually teaching Spanish to kindergartners. He was teaching science in Spanish to kindergartners in San Francisco. So really, this whole journey, I never thought I would be here. And if anybody you asked in my teenage years, they would never see me in this part. In many ways, they never saw me actually making it out from the environment that I was in. So I'm very grateful that I'm in this situation that I'm in to pay it forward. And having that in mind, that the faculty here, they resonate with that, they empathize with that, and they really keep that in mind to really go above and beyond what most teachers or professors may do to actually make sure that each individual student's needs are met. It's just a matter of students meeting them halfway to make that relationship and those goals happen. So
It's wonderful to have you here and to see you give back to the community. Thank you for joining us.
thank you.
Again, this is Ashley Ching with an episode of On Campus from the Solano College Sports Network. Remember, respect yourself. Teach people how to treat you and know you can walk away.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
Whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
It's more than just sports, it's an education.